This is Borderline Besties, the podcast where three besties sit down to overshare their unfiltered and sometimes feral thoughts. From embarrassing stories and aging to deep philosophical theories, bathroom humor, and whatever unhinged topic comes up next. We're here to push the limits of, did they really just say that? Without getting canceled. Hopefully. It's funny, it's relatable, and it's borderline inappropriate. Buckle up. This is Borderline Besties. Abby, do you remember when our dads used to hit ground balls at us as hard as they could?
Yeah, I do. And we were just freshly 8 years old, and it was like a 98-degree summer day where we were standing in the infield behind the bowling alley where was that, Lauren?
Behind the bowling alley, girls.
Behind the bowling alley.
There was a field. There was a softball field. No, there was a softball field that we practiced at with the Paxton Pride, I think. Anyway, moot point.
Oh. You remember more than I do. But yeah, our wrists were like this skinny. Like the width
Lauren
of
was
paper
standing
clip.
on toothpicks.
We had
back then.
toothpick
Still is.
wrists. And our fully grown adult fathers were hitting like 90 mile an hour softball ground balls at us.
Yelling, get in front!
Girls, I have similar experiences with my dad. I remember him hitting them at me and being like, just knock it down with your chest. And I was like,
knock it down with your chest, my
just your chest, just knock it down. And
Cave your chest, it'll cave your chest in.
He was like, not like this, like this. And I was like,
Dad.
But I have a lot I can say about. Yeah, I have a lot I can say about growing up in sports with me and how I turned out.
Oh, I can't wait to dive into that in a few minutes.
That's going to be fun.
Lauren, did you get everything out of your teeth from your 5-person speed dinner last night?
Get everything out of my teeth from dinner last night?
Yeah, I see you're picking over there.
Yeah, this morning finally. But yeah, last night I did, I don't know if any of you have ever heard, it's called Time Left. And it's an app and you fill out like a survey and they match you with people with similar interests. And I think typically there's 5 or 6 people that will meet up for a dinner. And I went last night. Charleston is ending their time left thing, I guess, and they are not doing anymore. So I thought, I've had this on my list for a while and I went and it was great. I'm glad I went. I met some cool people. Obviously.
What things did you talk about with these people?
We talked about shows that we're watching. We talked about where they're from. We talked about, movie preferences, just
your
like
sex
really
lives.
Sex lives, past traumas, just like really
all
really
patterns.
surface bowel patterns, really surface level things.
Mm-hmm.
But it is funny because it's when you're with a group of people and no one knows each other. Like I talked to Abby about this, and there is nothing more awkward than eating a meal around people you don't know. And I was just picturing last night as we're sitting around, and because there were awkward silences, there's gonna be awkward silences in those situations. And I could just picture, like our silverware clanking, and we're all eating and swallowing, and those are the only sound effects. And I was just thinking of the most unhinged questions to break the ice or just break the silence with. Like, could you imagine if I was just clanking my silverware and I was like, looked up, so does anyone here fart?
Will any of this trigger your bowels? Any of this food that we're eating
Gonna
right
need
now?
to find the nearest restroom after I finish eating this.
Randy, could I swap places with you? I got to be closer to the bathroom.
Closer to the John.
Oh my God, Lauren.
Muzz, I'm surprised you put yourself in this situation.
Yeah.
I'm proud of you.
Thank you. Since moving here, I have been doing a lot of that because I have the most isolating job. I film myself alone in my bedroom as a full-time job. I don't talk to any other adults, so I have to be on Bumble BFF. I have to go meet, for coffee and join meetup groups, and it's super out of my comfort zone, but since moving here I've gotten so much better at it.
I have been on Bumble BFF, and for some reason it always suggests gay men to be my friend, and then it gets to this point where they all just want to like hook up with you, and I'm like, I'm here to go to
we're on BFF.
We're BFF, not F buddies.
The point is being missed there.
Yeah, let's try to keep our pants on. So I gave up on that.
Michael, speaking of pants on, how was the Celine show that you
It knocked
and Joe
my
went to
pants
see?
right off.
Did they come off?
They did. They slid off at one point. I didn't even know.
Yeah.
I looked down. They were gone. They were 2 rows up. But anyways, there's been this show that's going on in London, and it's called Titanic. And the premise of the show is Celine Dion, fictional Celine Dion, thinks that she was on the Titanic when the Titanic went down, but obviously she wasn't. So it's about her story on the boat. And it's all kind of around, just like, it's like a parody. She has all these like fictional things, but it's really funny. And also very gay and camp. And there were like so many like moms there and like just like people in their 50s. And I'm like, are you understanding any of this? Do you know why you're laughing? Joe and I mean, I got most of the references, even though I'm not really up on all the pop culture, but I had a great laugh. And they were really belting out the tunes. My Heart Will Go On.
Oh God,
Uh,
yeah.
that was really nice.
Did she have a good voice? Could she
She
hold a
did, and she
candle
looked
to
a little
Celine?
bit. She did, and she even had the Celine Dion accent, that she has.
Wow.
Yeah, and she had a big sparkly gown on. Yeah, I really recommend it. I think you girls would enjoy it. Really, I do.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I
Yeah.
would love that.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
perform things like that in my shower weekly.
Does
so
Todd like
I
it?
think it depends on the genre that I've chosen for the week, but
Maybe he's just clapping because your boobies are out.
always. Yeah, he does always clap every time he sees them.
That's good.
Yeah. Yeah. They clap and then he claps for them.
They are massive. Yeah, I could
Yeah.
definitely see them
Yeah.
clapping.
One day
Yeah,
you'll
we
be
only
able to
met
see
one
him,
time, but
Michael.
I couldn't stop looking at him. Yeah.
Yeah, they're really distracting.
That makes me think of butt cheeks clapping and farts. And what the hell has been going on with you at work, Abby, and your farts?
There's just something in the air in the last few shifts that I've worked where I'm just a fart magnet. It's like things that don't usually happen things that I can't say usually happened to me in the last couple of shifts that I've worked where I've had patients' family members just like let the longest, loudest rips in front of me. And I'm just like,
Do they keep a straight face? Are you supposed to keep
yes.
nursing?
No, they keep a straight face. Like the dietary lady last night walked past me and let out the loudest cheek slapper right behind me. And I was like, I feel
She's
like
the
when I'm at work, I'm like a little bit in a twilight zone where like everything that happens, I'm like, was that real? Am
She is the
I?
dietitian,
She drops
and
off
she's
like the
ripping
food trays
farts.
for the patients, and she
Right.
was walking out of a room and just walked past me and decided to crop dust the hell out of me while I was trying to chart. I just don't know. Of course I tell Lauren everything. I'm like, there's something about me and like my energy this week that's like thinking everyone just feeling safe enough to fart around me. I don't know.
Literally
every-
Googled last night angel meaning for hearing a lot of farts.
Did you really, Lauren?
I did. What's the symbolic meaning if people are feeling really comfortable around you to fart?
What did it say?
I'd have to look back because it gave me a lot of information, but I think it was just like, this is a period of release. This is a period of transition.
Or
A period of grace.
Yeah.
We are in the final week of shedding the snake skin.
No way.
This is like the final week, and then we're full force with horse year or whatever.
Okay. Horse girl year.
Yeah.
I don't know what are you talking about? What's
It's
Oh,
the
the
year of the
Chinese.
horse. It's the year of the horse, meaning like last year was the year of the snake where we shed all of our skin. And this year is like supposed to be progressive and transitional, or not. Maybe help me with my
like taking
wording
things
here,
full
Lauren.
force, really taking what you have shed and then stepping into the new and going for it full force.
Yeah, right.
Girls, I think I can try to relate to this. We bought a new apple slicer off of Amazon. Very exciting. It has 12.
So exciting.
It goes 12 slices. So
Yeah.
we can each get
12 perfect bites.
Yeah. It's
Two
really
biters,
exciting
really.
times. Anyways, around each slice, ingrained in the apple slicer, is like a Chinese star sign, and I'm just trying to understand how it's gonna go from the slicer to the apple to me. It's gotta all connect somehow. So I'm looking forward to this.
I'll be honest, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Yeah.
But
I'll take a picture and send it to you.
I'm happy.
I could get
for
it right
you.
now. Yeah, I think something's
Michael,
gonna happen for me.
Thank you for sharing
No problem.
your entirely erroneous point. I'm just kidding.
I'm just trying to relate to Chinese things.
And you did. You really did.
So who's got something batshit that they want to share this week?
I have a really fun story. And
Lay it
it's
on
something
us.
I've been thinking about for a while, but honestly, the reason why it came up in my mind this week is because we're going to the mountains and staying in a mountain rental, which triggered this memory, and it's batshit on my end specifically. So I am married, and the man that I married has like 100 brothers, and one of those brothers is kind of like my arch nemesis. He and I really are like Toby and Michael from The Office. If you know the reference, then I
Yeah.
think, kind of pretty quickly can understand where I'm going with
But
this.
there's actual
So
hatred there.
there is a soft,
Animosity.
endearing hatred.
Okay.
And
Love-filled hatred.
yes. And Brad, if you happen to hear or listen to this, shut the fuck up. So we went this was a story where we went to the mountains with Todd's brother and his wife, and we're staying in a mountain rental. At this time, my aunt and my uncle live in Colorado with us, and we I think it was Thanksgiving, and we all convened in this mountain house in Colorado for a good time, just for a weekend away. We were going to be eating, drinking, playing games, just having a good old time like we usually do. So one night we are in the Airbnb. And I just want to clarify to everyone, like, the Airbnb was rented by my aunt and uncle. We did not rent this place. They were kind and loving, invited us over to their Airbnb, and we stayed with them for like 2 nights. So we're in the basement of the Airbnb, me, Todd, Brad, and Rachel, and there's a bathroom that is for us.
The 2 of you or the 4 of you?
The 4 of us were, yeah, we were like on the lower level of the Airbnb, and there was a bathroom for us to use.
Okay.
Something about my brother-in-law is that in like the many, many years that I have known him and that we have, been enmeshed as family members, he has been known to clog a toilet like you couldn't believe.
And he's a big guy. So like, right? I mean, he's
Yeah, I mean,
tall.
he's tall. Like I think he might be a bit taller than Todd. Ooh,
Oh,
no,
yeah.
we
When
won't
you
give
look
him
at
that.
him,
We
you
won't give him
think
that. He's a bigger guy, like, but like not enormous.
when you look at him, you think this man could choke a mule with those shits.
Exactly. That's exactly what you think.
Yeah.
So we are at the Airbnb, and he comes out of the bathroom, and I'm there like nearby, and he was just like real serious, like stark serious look on his face, and he's like, Abby, he had already milled through all of the cupboards and closets downstairs
in a panic.
looking for a plunger, and he was like, Abby, I need you to go upstairs and ask like your aunt and uncle or cousins if there's a plunger in any of their bathrooms, because I've got a situation down here
A
that is
situation.
he had a major situation. And so this was like best case scenario for me and Brad, where he is vulnerable and I am holding all of the power.
Nothing better.
I knew that immediately. I knew that I wasn't going to help him at all in this situation. I couldn't stop laughing that he had clogged the toilet for like the 9th time that we've ever been together in a toilet situation. But he was like, he thought I was kidding when I was like, no, I'm not going to go upstairs and ask my aunt or cousins if they have a plunger.
I'm busy.
And he was, it was just, we were just hanging out. And he was like, are you serious? And I was like, yeah, like I doubt they have one. I don't know. I'm not going to go ask them. He had just met my family literally 24 hours before this moment. Like they had just freshly met. They don't intimately know each other. They're just like newbies around. So he realizes that I'm really not going to help him. And he decides, he's a pretty confident guy. He's like, fuck it, I'll just go upstairs and do it myself. And I think, Todd easily could have helped, but he was kind of like laughing too and was like, this is really funny. We're going to see how you flounder in this situation. So he goes upstairs, and I think at this point it's late at night and almost everyone's asleep. But my cousin was awake in his bedroom, but the door was closed. And I think like the bathrooms were in the bedroom, so there wasn't like an accessible bathroom for him to go, look himself. He had to ask somebody. So he knocks on my cousin's door, and I think it was like kind of half open, like a little bit cracked. And he was like, hey. And unfortunately, he was in his room doing something that would be embarrassing to stumble upon. And
Like what?
so I'll let you infer.
Are you talking about masturbating?
So Brad is like,
Tickling his
whoa,
pickle.
Brad is like, just looking for a plunger. And,
Oh my God.
and like, I don't know because I wasn't there, but it was like probably hands down one of the most awkward, panicked, uncomfortable situations for anyone to be in. And
Oh
long
my.
story short, he does end up getting a plunger and going downstairs and handling his situation.
And
But
plunging his eyes.
he he gouged his
Holding
own
it
eyes.
with.
So I made him go through all of that when I easily could have just, handled and helped him avoid some of that triggering or
My God.
traumatizing.
You created your
Situation.
own batshit scenario. That's great.
I did. And
I mean,
and
Abby, it
honestly,
sounds like
I'm
mission accomplished for you.
mission accomplished.
Yeah.
We kind of like have like a running score against each other on the ways in which we
Terrorize each
can
other.
can
Yeah.
terrorize each other. So that still sits like number one in my book for things
Mm.
I've done to him that I didn't need to do, but I did out of the loving nature of my being.
Mm.
Very good.
I love that. So for, I would say, Brad, I would say for him to experience that, I'm sure he felt like that was batshit to walk in on and to be put in that situation.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say walking in on someone doing that, and he didn't really know him that
No,
well,
he
right?
had just met him. And so
Yeah.
it was like a whoa, ah,
Yeah, that's
yeah, let me
batshit.
check.
Hey.
Let me check the
Nice
Yeah.
dick.
That's
Where's your plunger?
that's a 7.58 for
Well,
sure.
I think higher. Yeah, I think maybe
Really?
even a 9. I think that is
Oh.
really bad. I think that's really bad. I would be personally embarrassed. I don't know who. The thing is, that like Spider-Man meme where like it's like they're both like pointing guns at each other.
Yes.
It's like
yes.
I don't know who's to be more embarrassed. I think the masturbator is the one who should be more embarrassed. I mean,
Yeah.
everyone's clogged up. I mean, everybody. I don't know. Everybody might, does both.
Right.
But yeah,
Yeah.
I think that he thought he was going to be embarrassed by asking for a plunger, and then he got up there, and this guy was just trying to
Yeah.
get off. Oh well.
Listen, we're all human. We all do it.
All right, that's a perfect place for a break.
Yeah. So, have you guys been watching any of the Winter Olympics this week? Or
No, I'll be honest, I have not.
okay,
I
Michael,
have
any?
watched here and there. I saw that Lindsey Vonn fell, which is very sad.
I
Yeah.
did see that. That's horrible.
I was not happy about that. And I watched the opening ceremony. You know what? These opening ceremonies today, I feel like you have to have a PhD in like art history in order to
Yes.
understand them. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Like the Paris
Agreed.
one, there were like all these Greek gods, and this is Hermaphrodite when she used to play
Hermaphrodite.
whatever. She used to play golf on Mount Olympus, and I'm like, okay, I don't know. And then there's just so many things going on.
The
last time
references are just flying.
too much, and this
right
is for the
over.
average person. Like
You've got to be educated to understand.
I like to think I'm a bit above average, a tiny bit. And if I'm not getting it, like
No.
I don't know who.
I like the fake it till you make it method where I'm just like elegantly pouring a glass of wine, looking over at Todd like, do you believe that? That is so
understanding.
creative.
Yeah.
That is.
The last time I understood Olympic opening ceremony was probably London, and I'm not trying to be biased here, London 2012. Like talked about like the nation's history with like I don't know how like sports came about, and I was like, okay, I can follow this one. But since then, I've just been so confused.
Lost.
You got to put it
one
in
thing
terms
that
we can understand.
One thing that I always have always loved, and continue to always love is figure skating. I can watch the figure skaters all day long. I think that they are so fascinating. They are so talented. The way they move their bodies on ice with
blades,
basically knives taped to their bottoms of their feet, like with no fear. There are no elbow pads. There are no knee pads. There are no wrist protectors. There are no helmets. You may as well be flying 100 miles an hour down the highway on a motorcycle naked with no protection. Like, I don't understand the fearlessness that these ice skaters have doing 100 million axles up in the air.
They've got some big balls. Sometimes you can even see them because it's so
huge.
tight.
Very true.
Yeah.
In there.
But something that sticks out and that I think is really comical are the commentators. of the figures, when you're watching figure skating, there are a few commentators that did stick out to me at least, that are just hilarious. Like it's usually like a woman and a man. And the man is usually, no offense, Michael, but gay.
What?
And yeah. And they say the funniest things during these performances. These figure skaters are out there they are annihilating their routines in a way that is just absolute perfection. But these commentators will pick apart their performance like as if they were just like 6-year-olds on the ice skating rink just learning how to put their skates on.
Clumsy as hell, David. Look at the way she landed that triple, quadruple, double split axel.
Exactly.
Sloppy as hell.
One of the commentators said something along the lines of like, a program should look like a continuous thought in motion. And sometimes with his skates, it looks like he's trying to spread cold butter over toast.
Only a gay could come up with something like that.
That was one of the statements made. And in my head, I'm like, how the fuck did they just think to even say that? I would never be able to think to say something like that. And that came out of the commentator's mouth as this person is just gliding across the ice seamlessly.
I'm telling you what, I
Like,
don't know how
They're
they
like,
do
oh,
it.
that was close as a kitten's whisker.
It's like, looks good to me. I think my toxic trait is that I watch that and I'm so fascinated by it, but also at the same time, I'm like, I could do that.
I could easily do that.
I could do that. Yeah. Just strap me in.
Totally. I mean, there's a whole bunch of obscure Olympic sports out there that don't even exist anymore that used to exist. And some things I think I could be good at. I actually found a list if you want to hear of any of them.
Give me an example. Yeah, I'm very
Please.
curious.
Well, in 1900, there was poodle clipping. And that is a demonstration sport in Paris where participants competed to clip off the fur of dogs.
Abby would really
Can
excel in
you-
that, based on our last episode.
That would be my niche.
Yeah.
Yeah, could you imagine that? Like, could you imagine training for that? Like, working at PetSmart, be like, damn, Laura, you are really good. She's like, thanks.
I would have like
I'm going to Beijing.
A tool belt around my waist with every different type of clipper, razor, scissor.
You're like clipping and wiping the sweat off your brow.
Edward Scissorhands.
There was live pigeon shooting held in Paris. This is the only time the animals were intentionally killed at an Olympic sport. That's sad.
No,
like
thank
that.
you.
I don't like
Keep
that.
going. No, thank you.
Next.
But they were like Christmas trees. They're only grown to be shot, you know?
Everything that comes out of your mouth, it keeps getting worse. Next.
Okay, Pete is coming for us. Ski ballet, a demonstration event combining ski with distance and aerobatics. Aerobatics on a slope.
I could do that. Yeah, I could do that.
Muzzy, I want to come back to this because I think we both have skiing stories, but I don't think you could do
I
Do
could do that
we?
easily. Yeah.
Okay. Here's another one. Ski jorting.
Thought you were
I don't know how to say
having
it.
a
winter
medical episode.
No one's here to help me.
They wore
This is
jorts
my-
and skied?
No, you were so off. This was a
Excuse me.
winter sport where skiers are pulled by horses, dogs, or motorized vehicles.
Okay.
That's it?
All
All at the
yeah,
same
don't you think-
time.
All the same time. The dogs pulled the cars, which pulled the horses,
pulled the
which pulled
horses.
you.
Yeah, just pull the skier.
Oh my God.
And you go 6,000 miles an hour.
Yeah. But anyways, I wish they'd bring these back because they sound like a good time, and I would definitely tune in for that.
Yeah, those were great. I think I could do all of them.
Everything
But-
was better back in the day.
Totally,
More
just
simple.
got more shit and shit. Lauren, do you have a skiing story that you'd like to share?
I
I
have
think
a
you do.
skiing story. Do I ever?
Let me hear it.
Before we get into the skiing story, I think that we should talk about our athleticism.
So that we can set the stage for this skiing story.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, Lauren,
Okay,
do you want to
so-
tell us about your athletic or someone?
Well, I think that let's circle back here really quick to like Lauren and I's father's horking
Ground balls
90
at
mile an
us,
hour
speed
ground
of
ball
light,
at us. Yeah.
Mhm.
When we weighed 58 pounds.
in wet denim.
Yeah. So for anyone listening, Lauren and I, the reason that we're even friends today is because of the sport softball. If softball wasn't a thing, there's a real solid chance that you and I would not be friends or here 30 years later today.
Mm-hmm.
But
Very
I
true.
guess if we didn't have like psychopath softball dads, then we wouldn't be where we are today. So thank you, dads, for placing hell
You
upon
together.
us, but also giving us one of the best friendships, we've ever had in our life. So I really,
So
really want to
true.
hone in. I want to hone in on Lauren here for a moment and
Set the
just
scene.
I need everyone listening to fully understand how insanely talented Lauren was when it came to sports. Now, like, I think softball was your primary sport, Lauren, but you were so athletic in the way that you could overhand throw a softball faster than anyone I've ever met. You could underhand throw a softball. You could pitch a softball harder than a Major League Baseball player could. Like, you were running, hitting, everything, just like
Triple
10 out of
threat.
10, well-rounded athlete when it came to softball. So good, so strong, all the things that you
Lauren's
would look at.
blushing right now. You can't see,
Yeah,
but
she's
she's
I'm just astounded. I love the
blushing.
way that Abby views me. I wish I could view myself through her eyes, but I appreciate and love and everything that you've said. But I did also run like I had a piano tied to my back.
But that's not your fault. It's not your fault that you're 100 feet tall and you naturally have to hunch when you run. That's not your
Shrimp.
fault.
I had a shrimp back.
Yeah.
That's right. My shrimp back is where I kept all my athleticism.
Well, no, that's where you got your velocity.
True. Yeah,
Yeah.
very true.
So that's not your fault, but just a well-rounded athlete, so talented in the sports arena. So when we grew up, we were 8 years old when we started. This went for 10 years playing softball together. I watched her grow and get better and better and better. And when I brought up the idea of trying to go skiing together, which was now about like 3 years ago, I just was like, you'll be fine. Like, you're athletic, you're
You can do it.
coordinated,
You've got core strength.
you've got core strength, you're well equipped to do this. We can go skiing and it will be fun. And
Also, I agreed with her because when I was 6, I had a lesson. I had taken a lesson when I was
Ski
6,
round top.
and
ski around top.
I don't know if it was ski round top. I can't remember. I think it might have either way, a place just like that. And I went when I was 6 and I got it and I was like, I'm so good at this. And I skied and I liked it and whatever. So when Abby presented me with this invitation, I thought, oh yeah, like I can ski. What do you just I've already done it. I know what I'm doing. I took a lesson. I'm ready. What I didn't know is that I was going to be going to the top of Copper Mountain in Denver, or not even in Denver, but
In the Rocky Mountains.
in the Rocky Mountains. Just right on up there. And so I guess when we got off the ski lift was when the panic started to set in for me because
Mm.
you've got to kind of go over a little hump. So it's like a plateau when you get off the ski lift, but you have to go down a little bit of a, decline.
Small hill.
Very small. And I kind of started to panic because I was like, I don't know how I'm going to get down there. So I just kind of went for it. And as I went for it, the second I went for it, I knew that I had messed up. And I lost full control of my body, my sense of just everything. And
What about your sphincter?
I I lost all bowel control, just everything. And I went down like a sack of bricks. My my knees were pointed still up by my ears. And I finally fell back and my arms were going like being dragged down the hill above me and
Grasshopper upside down on
like
its
a
back.
grasshopper. And at that point, because Gabriel, my husband, was there, Abby was there, and Abby's husband, Todd. And I think at that point, everyone kind of looked at each other like, shit.
It was a really big moment.
Not going to be good.
Well, and I think like Todd did his best to try to give you a little tutorial
Encourage.
before we even rode the lift up. He's really good at teaching people things. So he was trying to, in layman's terms, basically be like, this is what you do on skis.
Mm-hmm.
And they practiced a couple little mechanic things and we were like, okay, like, let's just go up. You got to get up there to start. I have never in my life witnessed two wickedly capable, athletic people suffer so tremendously.
Suffering
the
is a really
mountain.
good word. Yeah. So then once you get down the little incline or decline, is that the word? Then it plateaus again. So then that's where everyone congregates before they go down over the big mountain. So Todd, being the most patient, informative ski helper he was, Abby took Gabriel and then Todd took me, and we all kind of hung around on that plateau up at the top for a while, probably close to an hour and a half. An hour and a half, Todd was giving me a crash course in skiing. I was trying to learn how to pizza.
He was literally holding her up, and on his snowboard, he was basically doing the skiing for her, holding her up, like.
And there are videos of this, so maybe we can include them
Maybe
in
we
this.
can, yeah.
Yeah. Where I am like a newborn foal. My legs are trembling and my arms
Bambi,
are trembling.
like Bambi.
Yes.
Yep.
And I make it like 5 feet, and I look over to Abby and I'm like I did
Thumbs.
it. I did it. And I just, at that point, I don't think we realized what laid ahead, and that was getting down this mountain. So Abby turns to us. We were taking so long to figure out the mechanics, and she turns to us. She's like, I'm going to do a quick run down this and just see how it is, and I'll be back. She was probably back in like 11 to 15 minutes. So down the mountain and then back up on the ski lift.
It's incredible.
Zoomed back up behind us. She was like, yeah, that's great. It was great, blah, 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 blah. And 15 minutes.
Fresh pow.
I'm
Fresh
like Mary
pow.
Swanson on the slopes. Just, I need everyone to know.
She is so good at skiing. Just just so good. And so we decided to take on the mountain. I don't know what overcame us. Well, that we had no other. What do? You're up there. You got to get down somehow. So we start over this mountain. I'm going at the sharpest angle so I can and then I'm cutting and I'm going like this, and then I cut again. I think I probably went like 2 feet down. And one guy skied up to Abby and was like, are those your friends? Abby was like, yeah.
No.
I was laying on the ground. First off, I was trying to get as much video content as I could because I had frozen tears on my cheeks. I was laughing so hard. I was near peeing my pants. Like, it was single-handedly one of the funniest moments of my life. Like, I couldn't believe it. I was in shock. I just thought I couldn't have forecasted this if I tried. Like, I really just thought that, and then Gabriel too, you guys were like twins. Rigor mortis. Your bodies were.
I'm surprised
like,
Gabe was not good. I can
They were
believe.
so
but Gabe,
tense.
He had never been skiing. He had never had
he's from the
any.
down south. Gabe talks like
Right,
this.
yeah. But that kid skied up to Abby and he was like, is it their first time? And she said, yeah. And he was like, and you brought them to Copper?
Yeah.
So finally, there's moments in the trip down where we're getting a little more confident. We're picking up a little bit more speed. We're falling, though. It's not great. So it gets to the point where you're going so slow too on some of like the runs through that it levels out. And if you had speed, you would just keep going. Well, we were going so slow that we get to the points where it was flattening out and we were having to walk with our skis. Like, it was horrible. It was
Michael,
horrible.
the mountain opened at 9 a.m. and to get these guys down one run from the top of the mountain to the bottom, it would have taken until 4 p.m., like literally the time that it closes.
Abby, wait until you hear my story.
Can't wait.
It took us 3 hours to get down this hill one time. 3 hours. At one point, I was laying on my back and Todd was laying to inchworming me down the mountain. Inchworming me, pulling me.
He was pulling Lauren down the mountain and she was just
in tears. Her tears were freezing.
Actually, I was so happy I was just like waving.
Yeah.
It is such a hit to your confidence, your likability. It's just not good.
I'm so glad I couldn't see Gabriel as much as I was so consumed with my own that if I had more time to watch him, we probably still wouldn't be married. That's how big of an ick we both were.
Yeah. No, it's good this happened after.
So anyway, that's my horrible traumatic. So when people are like, do you ski? I'm like, let me tell you
like,
this
of
story.
course.
Well,
Yes, I
ski. Skied, I roll, and I slide.
I got tugged down the mountain by a grown man.
That is an unfortunate situation. Muzz, I'm sorry to hear this.
Yeah.
So, Michael,
did you have a similar?
Skier. You're an avid skier,
Yeah.
Michael.
I am not a skier, although people tell me I have a skier vibe. I don't even know what that means.
You do have a skier vibe. Yeah, I really get that.
I think it's a
I think
compliment.
it's also your hunchback. You and Lauren share one.
It's genetic.
Yeah.
Yeah, our great-grandparents were shrimp.
Shrimps.
Gerardo de
Langoustines.
Shrimpo. Yeah,
Swam
that
over
was his
from
name.
Italy.
Yep. Very slowly. It took him years. So no, the year was 2019 or 18. Joe and I had been dating for a couple of years at this point, and he decided it was always a dream of his to be a chalet boy, like a private chalet that people would hire out for like the week.
Mhm.
In his chalet, you could like do like separate rooms or rent the whole house or whatever you wanted to do. So I went over to visit him. I stayed in his chalet, and basically his job was like he would be like he's like the concierge to the house. So like he like welcomes them, he like gives them champagne, he like chats with them, he helps them get their ski passes, their
Oh,
lifts.
he would be
Like
good at that.
he's very good at it. He was chatty and like whatever. So I went over to visit him. He's like, "You ski, right?" And I was like, "Yeah, totally. Yeah,
Obviously.
Had you been
obviously."
skiing before at that point?
I mean, ski round top in the 3rd grade.
Oof.
That's it. But I was like, I can do this. It won't be hard. So anyways, I get suited and booted and we go up this lift, and this is also in France. So it's the French Alps. So this is
Mhm.
not ski
This is
round
an
top. It's
amateur
not
hour
bunny hill.
here. Yeah.
Exactly. He's like, I think we'll like start off on the red or whatever slopes, and then we'll work our way up to Black Diamond. I was like, well, maybe
You're like,
we
isn't
should
there
like
a rainbow somewhere?
yeah, I was
that we
like in
can
the
start on?
rainbow, like
Like
Bunny
with bunnies
Hill.
and
Yeah.
flowers and yeah.
And he was like, well, they don't have any greens, but they have some blues. I was like, let's just see what that's all about. So we take this lift up there, and I was like, any minute the lift's gonna stop. Any minute, any minute.
Kept going.
And I was like, oh my God. So we got off the lift. You know how did you ever watch Arrested Development with Job?
Love that show.
And he goes, I made a huge mistake.
Yeah.
This is all I could think about the whole time. So we got up to this hill. I come off the lift. By the grace of God, I just slide on down. And he starts taking off like a bat out of hell. And I was like, oh no. Guys, I fell every 20 yards for 2.5 hours. And every time I fell, there would be a 3-year-old French kid
Zooming
with
past you.
zooming past with no poles, just leaning. And meanwhile, they're like speaking French, which just like makes me feel even worse because they're like, not only I can't even speak your language, and I can't even ski.
They
like,
were
there's so many things that
screaming
this
French
child can do that I
obscenities
cannot
at
do.
you.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So hours later, I make it to the bottom of this mountain, and Joe has like laughed at me 16 times. And I said to him when I got down, I was like, sorry, how long does it take you to get down this mountain? He said, oh, normally like 20 minutes. And I was like, 20 minutes. So
That's
I
a
was
long
just
time.
feeling,
That is
I
kind
was
of
feeling,
long. Yeah.
well, this is the Alps, so.
The French Alps, yeah.
Yeah.
So anyways, we got to the bottom, and he was like, well, we haven't even apparate yet. And I was like, all right, so do we have that? We haven't even
What's that
apparate.
mean?
Do you know
What is it?
apparate ski is like you go to the top and there's like a bar up there, and it's in France, so there's like
You have a drink.
you have a drink, you have some
snack.
cheese, you have some
Yeah.
fondue, you have like
Yeah.
escargot. It's like a whole vibe. People are like, there's these clubs called Folie Douce, and they're like standing on like picnic tables, and it's like a DJ, and it's like it's
Yes. Wow. Yeah.
it's a vibe. It's
That
a vibe
sounds
that
fun.
everyone would like. It is a fun
Yeah.
time. So
But you have
I'm
to get
up
to the
there.
top. You have to get to the
You-
top of this.
gotta
like the top of
you
the
gotta
top.
get top of the top, and so it's great. You get up there, you go to the thing, but then you gotta go
You
down.
gotta get down.
And I was like, this ain't like I will not get down before dark. It just won't happen. So I
So
was
wait
like,
up.
They're gonna have to airlift me off the mountain.
I was like, I'm gonna have to ride this ski lift down.
Yeah.
And basically, it was just me by myself going down in the opposite direction, and everyone else is coming up. And I was like, how do I make myself look like I should be on here? I was like, oh, well, I'll know. I'll just hold my leg like I hurt myself.
Fake an injury.
So I fake an injury. So that's what I did. But then I realized that doesn't make any sense. How would I fake an injury at the top of the mountain? You hurt yourself going down. So that's about it. I was there for a week or maybe 5 days. This was the first day. I didn't get the full week pass, thank fuck.
Oh.
And
Thank fuck.
we just went on like walking trips and did nice things. It was Valentine's Day. We went on
You
some
just soaked in the
carriage
hot tub for the
ride.
rest of the time.
Yeah, which was a
Right
real
there.
cesspool. because someone didn't know how to change the chlorine.
And then you got ringworm.
Yeah. But so anyways, I don't think that was the sport for me in the end.
The ski gene just isn't in you guys, and that's
No.
okay.
But I
No,
think
it's
that
not.
it would click. I think if I had enough time, if I had a lesson, if I could just feel it and get it, I think it would click for me.
Muzz, I think what our real problem is that you and I are intelligent enough to know how injured we could become. When you
And that holds us back. Yeah.
Yeah, and when you are apprehensive, you're gonna fall.
Mhm.
All like these little kids have all the confidence in the world. They have no idea how hurt they could get, so
Right.
they're just zooming. Me, I'm like, I tore my Achilles last year just walking. So imagine what I would do on a cliff of ice.
A cliff of ice.
Yeah. So I don't think it's for me. I need solid ground at least. Yeah.
Cool.
But,
Understandable.
Yeah.
Understandable. I will say skiing for me did not come naturally. It took me time, but like it was really not enjoyable for me for the first few times I went, and then finally something just clicked and I got it. And I was like, okay. The whole key is to like be relaxed in your body and not scared. So
Yeah. Right.
if you can achieve that, you'll be okay, but
So Michael and I will just never get it.
you'll never get it.
Well,
yeah.
if I'm being honest, I'm just not the most athletic person. My dad had big hopes for me growing up. My dad was quite a good baseball player. He played shortstop. He played, did your dads play at
Michael,
Lawton?
it's called stop short.
Yeah.
No, it's not. I know that. No, I'm not. After the IUD, I know I'm not falling for this type of shit.
We can't bamboozle you anymore.
Not anymore. But like he had big dreams for me. Like he had like a 2-foot, like a 2-story backdrop, like backstop set up in our driveway. I had a full-blown batting cage, a soft toss machine.
Wow.
Like he had it all. He like forced me to hit left-handed because like one of his friends told him like, oh, you can get more power out of this.
That's extreme.
Yeah, and I think I played until I was about 12 years old midgets. I'm not sure if I can say that on here, but that's what the league was called.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I had an injury that ended my career almost, and almost the growth of my leg. I collided at third base with Ryan Anderson, if you remember this name.
I remember Ryan Anderson.
God, I do remember that.
Yeah.
Do you remember Ryan Anderson?
I do. And Michael, and then in that was the moment you turned gay.
Yeah. Yeah.
That full-on contact with another man. Yeah, that was
Yeah, that's when I knew. That's
Thanks,
when I
Dad.
knew.
That was your career-ending moment.
Yeah. It was a crotch to the face accident. But no, I almost fractured my growth plate, which would mean that my right leg would have stopped growing, apparently. And I would have been one of these people with a big
build-up shoe.
Big shoe. And I'm not sure that was in my bingo card. Not that having a big shoe is bad.
You can only handle so much, and I think
I can only handle so much. But yeah. And then I tried to play basketball. I wasn't so good at that. Tennis, me.
Yeah, you're a tennis guy. You give tennis, skiing, you give that. Golf.
I think it's because you can picture me in the atmosphere, like tennis, in tennis whites.
It's also the way you dress.
In like Montclair, a full-blown Montclair get up, which
Picture you doing like a catalog. Yeah.
Yeah, like a Ralph Lauren look. But that's as far as it goes for me.
Yeah. The catalog is as far as it goes. Yeah. That's really not a bad perception to have.
That's all right. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, like Lauren played third base basically professionally. And that speaks volumes to her level of athleticism. Like you don't just play third base unless you want your face to be concaved in by like a softball coming at you at 300 miles an hour.
She played third base on the field and off the field.
And off the field. Smooth.
Zing. I will say that my hands, I had even still, things will fall out of the cabinet and I
catch it.
And I'm holding like 6 things. All this dog hair just went everywhere.
You have the reflexes of like a Persian tiger.
But when it comes to my feet have been soaked in cinder blocks. So like third was the perfect place for me because I could go left and I could go right really fast with my hands. But as far as like collecting my feet to get somewhere, it was like a delay. So it was like having to go somewhere with my feet took like 3 business days.
It wasn't computing. You had clodhopper feet.
Yes, clodhoppers. Yeah, but I very quick upper half. Yeah.
And that's why no one has ever seen your lower half. And that's why you're a content creator that only shows
Only
from the
films from the
waist.
waist up. Yeah, no one has ever seen me below the waist, and there's a reason for that. So
Do you know that episode of SpongeBob where Squidward eats like 1,000
yes,
That's
Krabby
Krabby
Patties?
Patty
Lauren.
hips.
That's her.
Yes, yep. I have to be carried in and out of the my
Krusty
back
Krab.
bedroom.
Yeah.
But no, Abby and I pitched for until I went to college. So, up until that point, we were pitchers together, and I think that really helped to solidify our bond.
It was trauma bonding. We trauma bonded.
We trauma bonded. I would love to go back to like our first encounter because we played for a team. It was called the Paxton Pride, and we have a picture of it, which
Were they a
maybe
bunch
I
of
can
lesbians?
find. We were
For
8,
Pride?
Michael. I mean, for God's sake, I don't know. Probably, I don't know.
Okay.
Not that, I mean, people know at 8, but what I'm saying is that wasn't. Anyway, Jesus, what am I
Wait,
saying?
what was
A
the
lot of
question? I
things.
missed it.
He asked if we were all lesbians.
Because it
Oh,
was
well,
the Pride. Because the
Michael,
Paxton
Oh,
Pride.
I got
Michael,
it. I got it.
obviously we were all lesbians.
Everyone
What
at
a
that point on
dumb
the team
question.
was a lesbian.
Okay, that's why I asked.
Okay, I gotcha. I thought it was a softball comment.
No, not even.
Yeah. So, but at 8 years old, you definitely know. Or I think a lot of people know. I'm speaking for gay people, and I can't, and I shouldn't. Anyway, Jesus. Moving on. I would love to go back to the point where Abby and I did first meet. I can't remember our first encounter, and I can't remember like our first moment of like, "Oh, we could be friends."
Yeah, no.
I don't know. I don't remember. But yeah, we both pitched. Abby was a phenomenal pitcher. She yeah, we both experienced our fathers together. We both experienced becoming and maintaining being a pitcher together. Like there was
Was there
just
ever
nothing.
any element of like rivalry between the two of you?
For me,
Not that I can remember. No.
no, never.
The only thing for me was like I'm small and like I'm substantially smaller than most softball players. So I always felt like little and small around everybody, which innately made me feel like less than. Not, and this has nothing to do with like Lauren. It was just how I felt like in the scenario of softball, which obviously included Lauren.
And it's so funny because for me, felt in compare if like those moments of comparison, I felt so not in control of my body. I was so lanky. I was so tall. I was so, like I said, newborn calf. And I would look at Abby, who was very like
Proportional.
who was very proportionate. It was like she had so much power, and it was her body moved together well. She had muscle in her arms. She had, I'm serious. And when she pitched, she had so much force and she had so much pop where I felt like it took me so long to figure out how to work my body together, where it just felt like she always had that. And it was just always very smooth. And I always envied that, but not in a way where it was ever a rivalry.
Yeah, we
It's
never
so funny.
felt.
Yeah.
I
But you
think yeah,
felt that.
we observed things about one another just based off of the fact of how physically different we were and how that impacted our abilities.
Yeah.
But no, Lauren and I, we played softball together, but none of our friendship really was based off of playing softball. In fact, it fell probably furthest in line. I feel like, do you get what I'm saying, Lauren? Like, playing softball brought us together as friends, but like when it came to the sport and actually playing, I don't ever remember you and I even discussing a game or like what we're going to do next game. It was like we could give a flying fuck about what was going to happen in our game or our performances. We talked about like
We talked about everything but softball. It was an escape, honestly. And if we
That's
didn't
nice.
have each other, I think it would have been very consuming and we wouldn't have stayed in softball as long as we did. Honestly, now that I'm thinking about it, because she gave me that outlet.
we gave each
and
other the
that-
outlet.
And the way to make it light and fun and funny so that if we did have a bad game or if we were like feeling whatever, it was like nothing else mattered because
we're still funny and love each other.
Yeah.
No, that
And
is
like,
really nice that you found that, because a lot of these, I feel like when you're that young and your parents are pushing you to do something, it's like, oh my God, I gotta do, like, everything's very serious, and like there's like a level of
well, it
competition every time.
was, yeah.
So it is nice that you had this distraction from it all, even within the whole thing.
We were each other's reprieve from the intensity of it during our childhood.
100%.
And like, for example, like we did things that people who were around us during that time their jaws would hit the floor if they knew
If they knew.
what.
And we would lock ourselves in hotel rooms and then come out with like full like America's Next Top Model hair and glam and just be walking around the hotel like that with no explanation, no
There's
I love that from you
photographable
girls.
evidence of this.
with things we would do, things that we would, oh my God, if anybody ever was like looking for me or looking for Abby, it was where's Lauren and Abby?
Without a
nice.
doubt.
There was no, we would, everyone else
You're
would
like-
hang out and we would go
We were
sequester
gone.
ourselves.
We were
always
gone.
gone. We
You're
would,
like Oprah and Gail.
yes, we would
Yeah.
isolate ourselves in the hotel stairwells. We would just go hang out in the stairwells of hotels
Or if it was like a tournament where we were at the fields all day, we were just in a parent's car. We were just
Yeah.
sitting in the
I'm sorry,
car.
what age were you at this point? Like 13 or something?
Anywhere from like 12 to 16, 17, 16 probably.
well,
It
8,
started
yeah,
at-
8 to
It
16.
started at 8, yeah. But
That's
like
intense.
fun story. I had a fear of porta potties. I still have a fear of porta potties. Like I will not
So
use a
bad.
porta potty. I will go to the bathroom in nature before I will go pee on someone else's shit. Like I won't do it. I'm sorry.
Oh, that is nasty.
And there was a time where we were at a tournament, and just a little side note here, like Lauren had and still has like really irrational fears. And I think that this fear of mine was very rational to have.
Tell me.
And so I had to go to the bathroom. This was at a softball tournament where we were at the fields.
One or
from
a
like
two?
A 2. And we were probably like 12, maybe. Do you remember the story that I'm about to tell?
Is it where you go ahead? It could be.
So
Go ahead, I don't wanna-
I really needed to go. I knew I wouldn't be able to get through the game without relieving myself, but there were only porta potties and they were fucking disgusting. Like
Disgusting. At a
these
tournament like that,
these porta
hundreds
potties
of
had been
families.
and it's like the hottest summer day in central Pennsylvania where the humidity is maxed out at 100%.
You walk in,
And
it's
Abby-
just a sauna of shit particles.
Can
Yes.
you, yeah, like a greenhouse. Abby, is this an emergency, like an explosive situation, or is this just a...
No, it wasn't an emergency, but it was like
You have to go
I'm-
and you're uncomfortable if you don't. Then you have to pitch having to shit. Like there's nothing worse.
exactly.
Yeah.
You can't do it. So we had probably a 45-minute discussion over what I would do. and how I would handle the situation. And ultimately it just ended with me going to the woods.
Yeah, I do remember that. But also,
Really?
do you remember the one where one of the moms came out of a porta potty? I don't know if it was her that did it, but someone was like, "There's a soda can dump," and there was a poop that was as thick as it was long around.
Yeah,
like I don't
yeah.
know how it exited someone's anus.
No. And
That
that's
is
why I
nasty.
won't do it. That's why I will not do it. I won't do it.
Yeah, lots of porta potty stories built into our softball days for sure.
I mean, we were
I just
basically
don't-
living in squalor when we were playing softball tournaments.
Mm-hmm.
Living out of cars, porta potties, public restrooms, Arby's, Wendy's, you name it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Joe just walked in and as he's taking a photo of me doing this.
Smile.
Anyway.
Michael smiling.
I'm always smiling.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry I happened to do that to you girls.
No, it only made us stronger and closer.
That's exactly right.
Which is why I still have Lauren look out for me when we're together and I need to go to the bathroom. She's my watchdog.
Mm-hmm. We go
You
into the
got,
same
like, a bouncer.
stall. We go in the same stall and I face out. She sits behind me and poops and I face the door just to make sure
Yeah, you
no
know
one
what?
tries
This
to come
is
in.
something that I never understood when girls, you go out with the girls, like people, and someone like Rachel's like, I have to go to the bathroom. And then Courtney's like, oh my God, I'll come with you. What are they doing in there? Are they like
It's just an opportunity
listening to each
talk.
other?
Yeah, it's an
To
opportunity to
talk.
talk.
But where do
without, and no
where
one
do you
else.
talk?
Oh, you get to debrief the situation, like what's going on out there, what the vibes are, who said
Mhm.
what,
Mm-hmm. Can you believe she's wearing that? Yeah.
or like get me I need to go home. I hate this so much. Let's go home.
Let's come up with an excuse.
Yeah,
Like,
what are we gonna say?
Your cat died. Yeah.
Grandma's dead again.
Grandma died.
And then called Jay Graham. I won't say the rest.
Is there a sport that you guys wish that you played or wish that you were good at?
I honestly wish I was better at or could ski in general.
Me too. Me too.
Well, you guys can. You just have to take lessons.
Yeah.
I
want
know,
to.
but again, it's just the scare. I need to be on drugs, and then I can
No,
take
you just
a
have
lesson.
one Bloody Mary, and you're good. You're good
It's
for
gonna
like
take more
3
than one
runs.
Bloody Mary to sink this ship.
I have
I'll need like a whole bottle of
special
schnapps.
meds I could sprinkle in your water bottle.
Please do.
What's your tolerance, Michael? Would one drink get you, or how many do you need?
It depends on the right now I'm not drinking a lot. And when I drink a lot, I mean like 2 times a week I'll have some drinks and I'll have like 3 drinks. But like right now I haven't drank in like since the start of the year really, just because I'm like trying to be a little bit healthier.
Mm-hmm.
But my normal drink is like either G&T or a Negroni, and a Negroni is there's a lot going on in that. Yeah, there's like 3 types of alcohol, so it's really like almost 3 drinks in one. And 2 of those, I can be feeling pretty loosey-goosey. I bet I could go down a mountain and not
2
be
of those, and I would
worried.
be Lindsey Vonn.
Yeah. God, yeah.
Hitting all the poles.
Not the injured Lindsey Vonn, like the pre-injury Lindsey Vonn. Like,
yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
I would probably try to do like a triple axel on the mountain if I
You
had 2
would.
Negronis.
You would.
Triple Salchow.
You would nail it. Michael, do you remember when we went and got those Long Island iced teas?
Long Island iced teas.
And someone had to come. Someone had to come. Did someone have to come pick us up?
Your mom.
Did she?
Your mom.
We went downtown Hummelstown.
I've been drunk, not to sound like some like international asshole, but I've been drunk all over the fucking place. But I have never been almost so drunk that I like can't leave a place.
Yeah.
Michael and I were toasted.
Yeah. We were there at a little high top bar table talking shit on everyone in the bar who we knew.
That was probably so fun. I wish I could have witnessed that.
It was, and I was like, oh my God, Lauren, like even if I stayed here for another 2 hours and had like 4 glasses of water, like I'm not leaving. We're not leaving this place. We had to call your mom.
Yeah, they just snuck up on us and hit us really hard. And we only had one, I think.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to us there, but
you guys got drugged.
We were drugged.
We were white girl wasted up in there, I can tell you that. But your mom, I forget whose mom, it was one of yours or mine, but I remember whoever it was so happy we called. Like they weren't like, you drunken shit shows. They were like, thanks for calling. Like, looks like you guys are having a fun time. And we were like, we were having a great fucking time.
Yeah, I can't remember the pickup part, but of course not. I mean, I was.
She was plastered.
She had to go get her stomach pumped.
Yeah, I did. One Long Island iced tea. I had to be rushed to the emergency room.
She had 1 cocktail.
Oh, that's it.
All right, let's take a quick break. All right, so a fellow bestie has sent us a dilemma that they're experiencing, and we are going to weigh in and give our borderline professional advice. We ready?
Ready?
Yeah,
spaghetti.
okay, so I have it right here, and this person says, hi, I've got 2 questions, but first I'll give you some context. I'm recently single and back on the dating apps. I matched with this girl, and I was talking to her for nearly 2 weeks until we found a date to meet. We covered lots of topics, family, jobs, hobbies, etc., and had lots of laughs. We both even love latte art, so we decided to meet at a new coffee shop in town over the weekend.
I love latte art.
Me too. It's
so
such a
fun.
skill.
Yeah.
So I showed up, texted her that I was there, and she said, same, I'm in the corner. I look over to the corner, and she was in a wheelchair and never told me. This brings me to my first question. I feel deceived that she left out this detail. Is it wrong to feel this way? The date was okay, but the banter and connection wasn't the same as we had over text. Therefore, I need to tell her that it's not going to work out. But I'm afraid she's going to turn it into a wheelchair issue and make me look like a bad guy. How should I handle this?
This guy is in a real pickle. And I love a pickle.
I love a sweet pickle. I'm not a dough lady.
I like a cornichon or a bread and butter.
Oh, say.
Gay clap.
Okay, well, all right,
so the 2 part.
Oh, go ahead. So I think I like the fire with fire, like Michael said. I think that if this guy feels like it was such a bomb dropped on him, that he now needs to drop a bomb on her, to kind of like,
even the playing
field. Yeah. So why don't you like go on that second date and tell her that you're the Craigslist killer? And then when she's like, what? I thought they caught the Craigslist killer like almost 20 years ago. Then you say, well, they thought they caught the guy in 2009, but it's actually, he was framed and it's actually me. And then, just
And
see what she does with that.
that's how you balance things out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And say, want to come back to my place for a little? And she'll probably say no.
Right. And then there you go. And then you can just, if the banter wasn't there, if the chemistry wasn't there, then you don't have to worry about feeling that it's going to look a certain type of way.
Right. And I think that, Lauren, that's just a great idea. I think that's such a great piece of advice to give someone in this particular circumstance. You're a genius.
Thank you. Thank you, Michael. I liked yours too.
Thanks.
So let us know.
Put a lot of thought into it just now.
Yeah. Let us know, if you use our advice, how it works for you. And any other listeners out there who would like some unhinged advice, if you have something going on that you'd like for us to weigh in on, please send us your dilemma. We would be more than happy to give you some really solid, helpful advice. So send us a message on any of our social media platforms at the Borderline Besties, or shoot us an email at theborderlinebesties@gmail.com. And we really look forward to helping you through whatever dilemma you're experiencing. All right. Well, what do you guys think? I think, Abby, did you have something you wanted to say?
I was just going to say, like, the advice that we give for these dilemmas is seriously comparable to the advice you and I give each other, like, on a daily basis.
Yeah. So take with an iceberg size of salt.
Grain of salt. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Take with a Copper Mountain sized grain of salt.
Exactly. So next week, we're going to be talking about what it was like to grow up in the 90s, 2000s versus what it's like today. And some of these things that we have to talk about would put some of these youngins into a coma.
They would not survive.
They would not survive. And us three, we've got so much cringe to share between the three of us.
Cringe for days.
With picture evidence. So I'm really excited for that.
Lots to look forward to.
So make sure you tune in to hear. And that's it. We're out of here. So thanks for hanging out with us today. And we look forward to seeing you next week.
Later, skaters.
Stay borderline. You just survived another episode of Borderline Besties. Be sure to subscribe wherever you listen and follow us everywhere at the Borderline Besties so you don't miss the chaos. We'll see you next time. Love you. Mean it.